little soft. A little more energy this time. Jai Sri Krishna. Of course, I have this on. I know. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. We don't have any drum players here, huh? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That's right. Nice job. I don't know what the schedule is because we started late.
So, much come here. You can have one more kirtan because people are running late.
You want your daughter to sing? You want it? I know I can, but I'll do short, then you do short, okay? Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare seat's a little high. That's, drum player, thank you. Good time, very nice. Oh, I can play this one.
Hare
What's the schedule now? Okay, I brought my, I wrote it on my computer.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Vishnugada Prabhu, for coming and taking your time. And thanks everyone to blessing us and giving your appreciation, which is very valuable. Thanks. And now Vishnugada Prabhu is taking the class. Thank you, Haribol. Thank you, Vishnu.
Do you have the book? It's Srimad Bhagavatam 1, first canto.
So we'll have class for 45 minutes, and after that question answer, and then we'll all go upstairs for Aarti, and then Prasadam.
Oh, okay, Hare Krishna.
Right, hold on. Nobody going up. Everybody staying here.
Everybody's staying here. No, that's awesome. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Does this work?
Down.
It's not working.
It's on.
Yeah,
It's on.
okay, something.
You see? Come.
It is.
It's on.
Pretty good crash, huh? Yeah, sure. Nothing else? Okay, tell us out. Okay, this is. All right. Could you fiddle with it to see if it's gonna go? The assigned verse is from the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 3. I did the last Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, sorry. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
First canto, chapter 3, text number 4. Can you follow on your books or no? Yeah, you're on your phone, I'm sorry, your phone. One, three, four. Dear Krishna Prabhu has it. Pashyantado rupamadabra chakshusha. Pashyantado rupamadabra chakshusha. Sahasrapado bhujanadbhutam. Sahasrapado bhujanadbhutam. Sahasramurdha Shravanakshi nasikam. Sahasramurdha Shravanakshi nasikam. Sahasramolyambara kundalola sat. Sahasramolyambara kundalola sat. Pashyantado rupamadabra chakshusha. Sahasrapado bhujanadbhutam. Sahasramurdha Shravanakshi nasikam. Sahasramolyambara kundalola sat. Please chant. Yes, you may. You may chant. Anybody.
पश्यन्ति अदो रूपमधव्रचक्षुषः सहस्रपादोरुभुजनानन्द अद्भुतम् सहस्रमूर्धा श्रवणास्कीनासिकम् सहस्रमौली अम्बर कुण्डलोलासात्
Someone else?
पश्यन्ति अदो रूपम अभद्र चक्षुषा शास्त्र पदरु भोजनना अद्भुतम शास्त्र मुद्रा श्रवणास्की नासिकम सहस्र मौली अंबरा कुंडलो लसत
One Mataji, please.
पश्यन्ति अदो रूपम् अधव्रचक्षुषा सहस्रपादो भुजनानन्दं सहस्रमूर्धा श्रवणाक्षि नासिकम् सहस्रमौली अम्बर कुण्डलो
Anybody else like to try?
पश्यन्ति अधरूपम् अदुग्र चक्षुषा सहस्रमूर्धा सहस्रमौली अम्बर कुण्डलोलसत्
Pashyanti.
See.
Pada. The form of the Purusha. Rupam. Form. Adabra. Perfect. Chakshusha. By the eyes. Sahasrapada. Thousands of legs. Uru. Thighs. Bhujanana. Hands and faces. Adbhutam. Wonderful. Sahasra. Thousands of. Murdha. Heads. Shravanam. Ears. Akshi. Eyes. Nasikam. Noses. Sahasra. Thousands. Mauli. Garlands. Ambara. Dresses. Kundala. Earrings. Ullasat. All glowing. Translation. I say, you say. Right? The devotees with their perfect eyes see the transcendental form of the Purusha, who has thousands of legs. Thighs. Arms and faces. All extraordinary. In that body, there are thousands of heads. Ears, eyes, and noses. They are decorated with thousands of helmets. And glowing earrings. And are adorned with garlands. Did you catch any of the translation? Do you remember any of what we just said?
1,000 heads.
1,000 heads, yeah, you got one. What's 1,000 legs? Yes, anything else? Eyes. Anything else? Noses, helmets? Yeah, garlands. Yeah. That's very good, very good. Yeah, good, okay, yeah. Purport. With our present materialized senses, we cannot perceive anything of the Transcendental Lord. Our present senses are to be rectified by the process of devotional service. And then the Lord Himself becomes revealed to us. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is confirmed that the Transcendental Lord can be perceived only by pure devotional service. So it is confirmed in the Vedas that only devotional service can lead one to the side of the Lord, and that only devotional service can reveal Him. In the Brahma Samhita also it is said that the Lord is always visible to the devotees whose eyes have been anointed with this tinge of devotional service. So we have to take information of the transcendental form of the Lord from persons who have actually seen Him with perfect eyes, smeared with devotional service. In the material world also, we do not always see things with our own eyes. We sometimes see through the experience of those who have actually seen or done things. If that is the process for experiencing a mundane object, it is more perfectly applicable in matters transcendental. So only with patience and perseverance can we realize the transcendental subject matter regarding the Absolute Truth and His different forms. He is formless to the neophyte, but He is transcendental. But He is in transcendental form to the expert servitor. Om Agyana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Dadati Shapadatikam Bandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Savirjatam Sahagana Rughunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parichana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Vitamscha. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Vedanta Shivakadi Gaur Bhakti Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. You know, Srila Prabhupada usually chanted that Mangalacharya before speaking, but only in the evening, not in the morning. Did you know that? It's very interesting. I checked this. I was checking it for quite a while. I didn't find one instance in the morning, because he would give Srimad Bhagavatam in the morning, usually. And they have recordings on Vedabase at prabhupadvani.org. And you can listen to them. So he usually chanted those Mangalacharya, those prayers that we just chanted for evening class, but I couldn't find one instance where he chanted in the morning. Interesting. Okay. Did you catch any of the points in the purport here? If you remember any of the points. Yes?
It's only through devotional service that we can see the Lord.
Yes. Yes, by devotional service, right now our eyes are not very effective to see transcendental subject matter. So the verse is there from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Sarvopadi Vinirmuktam. You know this one? So Sarva Upadi Vinirmuktam. Vinirmuktam means to become free from all Upadi. Upadi means labels, designations, material labels. I am American. I am a person, a man. I am this old. I weigh this much. My social security number is this. These are all upadis that have nothing to do with my real self. But because I'm thinking about these things, I'm absorbed in these things, I use my senses in that way. Sarvopadi Vinirmuktam, if we clean ourselves from these mistaken identities. Tatparatvena Nirmalam. Nirmalam means what? You know Nirmalam?
Tenderness.
Nirmal. Purified. With purified senses. Rishikesha Rishikena Sevana Bhakti Ruchate. That's if we can engage in the Lord's service and seeing the Lord and serving the Lord with senses that are purified from their material or mundane contamination. Therefore we usually can't see, usually don't see, because we're still covered with the different modes of material nature. Ignorance, passion, goodness. Oh, Hare Krishna. And did you notice in this verse, especially those of you who chanted, there's the word adabra. Did you catch that word? Adabra. Adabra. What was that word? Adabra. Adabra.
Perfect.
Good guess, but no.
Perfect.
It's translated perfect, but it's also wonderful. Wonderful, perfectly wonderful. I don't know if anybody, they still do that? Abracadabra?
Yeah.
That's where it comes from. In case you didn't know, that's where it comes from, right here. Adabra. So, because the Lord, who is being referred to in this verse? That's got thousands of legs, thousands of eyes, thousands of noses, thousands of helmets. Who's being referred to? Krishna. If you look at a picture of Krishna, do you see thousands of heads, thousands of eyes, thousands of noses? You don't see that. You don't see. So are you sure it's Krishna that you're being referred to here?
Vishnu.
You think it's Vishnu? Well, usually if you look at Vishnu has 4 arms, right? And only 1 head. 4 arms and 1 head. So who are we talking about here? Adabra Chakshusha, Sahasra, 1,000 heads, 1,000 eyes, 1,000. If you see pictures of the Garbhodakshai Vishnu lying down on Sheshadag and the lotus stem growing from his navel, and on top of the lotus is Brahma. How many arms does Garbhodakshai Vishnu have? 4. How many heads? 1. So what is this? What is this?
Is it a Vishwarup darshan?
You're thinking. Good guess. Let me read to you from the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And let's see, we're investigating here, okay? The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "My dear Arjun, see now my opulences. Hundreds and thousands of very divine and multicolored forms. Multicolored, not bland. Okay? O best of the Bharatas, see here the different manifestations of Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Ashwini Kumars, and all the other demigods. O Arjun, whatever you wish to see, behold at once in this body of mine. This universal form can show you whatever you now desire and to see whatever you may want to see in the future. Everything is here completely in one place. But you cannot see me with your present eyes." Then remember we were talking about the devotees that have perfect eyes, remember? You can't see him with the present eyes. Therefore I give you divine eyes. Behold my mystic opulence. Arjuna then saw in the universal form unlimited mouths, unlimited eyes, unlimited wonderful visions. The form was decorated with many celestial ornaments and upraised weapons. He wore celestial garlands and garments, and many divine scents were smeared over his body. All was wondrous, brilliant, unlimited, and all expanding. If hundreds of thousands of suns were to rise at once in the sky, can you imagine that? their radiance might resemble the effulgence of the Supreme Person in that universal form. At that time, Arjuna could see in the universal form of the Lord the unlimited expansions of the universe situated in one place. Then, bewildered and astonished, his hair standing on end, Arjuna bowed his head to offer obeisances with folded hands and began to pray to the Supreme Lord. Arjuna said, "My dear Lord Krishna, I see assembled in your body all the demigods and various other living entities. I see Brahma sitting on the lotus flower, as well as Lord Shiva and all the sages and divine serpents. O Lord of the universe, O universal form, I see in your body many, many arms, bellies, mouths, and eyes expanded everywhere without limit. I see in you no end, no middle, and no beginning. Your form is difficult to see because of its glaring effulgence spreading out on all sides like blazing fire, or the immeasurable radiance of the sun. Yet I see in this glowing form everywhere, adorned with various crowns, clubs, and discs. You are without origin, middle, or end. Your glory is unlimited. You have numberless arms, and the sun and moon are your eyes. I see you with blazing fire coming from your mouth, burning this entire universe by your own radiance." Okay. So we were talking about 1,000 heads, 1,000 arms. So does it explain there? So this Purusha that's being discussed in this verse seems like it's the universal form, doesn't it? Is there any other evidence of devotees praying to Lord Vishnu, identifying him as having thousands of heads and arms, etc.? I'm asking. What do you think? You know any? Sahasra Shirsha Purusha Sahasraksha Sahasrapaksha. You don't know this verse? What is that? Purusha Sukta. Purusha Sukta. Isn't it? And who chanted the Purusha Sukta? Was it all the demigods? Didn't they chant? They went to the shore of the ocean of milk and they chanted Purusha Sukta. Why did they chant Purusha Sukta?
To call Lord Vishnu.
To please Lord Vishnu, yeah. But they're saying, they're addressing Lord Vishnu as Sahasra Shirsha Purusha, that person who has thousands of heads. Shirsha, Sahasra Shirsha, 1,000 heads. Sahasraksha, 1,000 eyes. Sahasrapad, 1,000 feet or legs. Yeah. So is Lord Vishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, the same as the Virat Purush? These are questions for you. Is Lord Vishnu the same as the Virat Purush? Come on. Who says yes? Don't be shy. Who says yes? Yes. And who says no? You're both correct. Because he's simultaneously one and different. Isn't it? Because Garbhodakshay Vishnu expands as Shirdakshay Vishnu, and also his manifestation within the material world is the Virat Purush. You follow? Yeah. In this material world. And because it's within the material world, that manifestation of Krishna or Garbhodakshay Vishnu is temporary. It's not his eternal form, because his eternal form is in the spiritual world. Narayana Parovyakta. But within the material world, the universal form is understood as an expansion of Grabharakshaya Vishnu. And what do we see in that universal form? Thousands of heads, thousands of eyes, thousands of legs, thousands of noses. Yeah. And it's very interesting that the demigods, when they're praying to Lord Vishnu, they're praying in this way to his universal form. Isn't it interesting? People say, if you go on the web, does anybody ever use the internet here? Hello, a couple people. So you look there, they'll say this Purusha Sukta, this prayer is a very, very powerful prayer. A very powerful prayer. And it's meant to satisfy the demigods, etc. And what is the real import of the Purusha Sukta prayer? And what is the real import of recognizing the Virat Purusha, or the universal form? The importance of it is because we, in our material conditioned way, think of things as being separate from God, separate from Krishna. That's why we are in this material world. Krishna bhuliya jeev bhogavancha kare pashate maya tare japatiya dhare. Forgetting Krishna, Krishna bhuliya jeev means forgetting Krishna. Why do we forget Krishna? Bhogvancha. We want to get stuff for ourselves. Why Krishna? Why should I serve Krishna? Bhogavancha, I want Krishna. Pashate maya tare japatiya dhare. And by doing so, Maya grabs us, and we can't see what's going on properly. We forget everything. Krishna bhuliya jeev. So, the Virat Purusha, or the universal form of the Lord, is that form to help people like ourselves who are absorbed in material life to reconnect with the Krishna as the source of everything. Do you follow? Because everything that exists is the energy of Krishna. And that's why I said both sides are right. Because Krishna is simultaneously one with and different from his energy. Just like the sun is one with and different from its energy as being heat and light. You follow? So, this universal form concept is recommended by Krishna to think about him. You might know some of those verses in the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Rasoham apsukonteya prabhasmi shashi suryayo pranava sarva vedeshu shabdake paurusham. You know this? Krishna says, I am the taste of water. Rasoham, or the taste of the liquid. Rasoham apsukonte. Prabhasmi shashi suryayo. I am the light of the sun and the moon. Everybody sees the sun and the moon. That's Krishna. Pranava sarva vedeshu. I am the syllable Om. Pranava means Omkara. That's just like when there's any kind of worship ceremony, even if it's to some devata, it has to be begun with Omkara. Because nothing, no devata, no demigod can give any benediction without the approval of Krishna. So, Pranava Sarva Vedeshu Shabdake, the sound in ether, Paurusham Nashu, and the ability in us, in you and me. Then, Punyo Gandha Prativyam Cha. You know this one? Punyo Gandha. I am the original fragrance of the earth. You like flowers? What is? Who's giving you that fragrance? That's Krishna. That's Krishna. Tejas Chasmi Vibhav. I'm the heat of the fire. What can you do if you want to cook something if you don't have any heat? It gets cold outside. It's right now. You need heat, right? Tejas. That's Krishna. That heat is Krishna. Punyo Gandha Prithivim Tejas Chasmi Vibhav. What is the next line? I'm forgetting the next line. Punyo Gandha Prithivim Tejas Chasmi Vibhav. So, Jivanam Sarvabhuteshu. I am the life of all that lives. Tapas Chasmi Tapasvishu. And I am the penance of ascetics. Balam Balavatam Chaham. I am the strength of the strong when it's used properly. Not bullies. Not bullies. Balam Balavatam Chaham Kama Raga Vivarjitam. if it's freed from material lust and anger. Yeah. So Krishna is encouraging us to see things within this world in relation to Him. And that's the function of the understanding of the Virat Purusha, which is being recommended here in this verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. Interestingly, when Akrura, you know Akrura, he went to Vrindavan to bring Krishna back to Mathura to be killed by Kamsa. You might remember this. Even though he's a devotee, he did this. On the way, they stopped along the bank of the Jamuna. You remember? And Krishna, it was not only Krishna, but Krishna and Balaram, they were going on a chariot. And Krishna and Balaram wanted to take bath, and they drank some water from the Jamuna. And then afterwards, Akrura, he asked, "Can I bathe also? Is it okay if I take bath too?" He asked permission, even though he was their uncle. So Krishna said, yeah. So they got back on the chariot. Then when he went into the water, he saw in the water there was Krishna and Balaram. He thought, wait a minute. I just left Krishna and Balaram on the chariot. Now they're here. So you know what he did? He got out of it. He went back and checked it. That he went and checked on the chariot, and there they're on the chariot. And then he thought, wait a minute, maybe I misunderstood. And so he went back to check the water, the Jamuna River. And then what did he see?
Krishna and Balaram.
This time Krishna and Balaram, but not just Krishna and Balaram. There was Balaram became Sheshanag, Sankarshan Sheshanag, and Krishna was Mahavishnu. And he was overwhelmed. And then he began to pray. And what did he pray? How did he pray? He prayed about Krishna, your abdomen is the ocean, the sun and the moon are your eyes. Yeah. The same idea. This is Akrura. And we say, the Vaishnavas say, that Akrura reached perfection. How? How? By praying, isn't it? Yeah. So how important it is to make this connection between what we see here and everything is coming from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the function of this Virat Purusha is to help us come in that direction. So remember, everything is connected with Krishna. Another point in the same area, the same line, is, there's a verse in the Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter, that goes, Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavam mam prapadyate. You know this verse? After many births, those who are actually trying for knowledge, when they get knowledge, jnanavam mam prapadyate. Then, the next line is very interesting. Vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudulava. That means that they see Vasudeva or Krishna everywhere, in everything. Vasudev is a particular name of Krishna. What are some of the meanings of Vasudev?
Son of Vasudeva.
Son of Vasudeva. That's generally what you think. But there's another meaning of Vasudeva. What's that other meaning of Vasudeva?
King.
Another meaning of Vasudeva is that person, that being who's all-pervading and everywhere. Vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma dusudulabha. And interestingly, if you read the purport of this verse in the Bhagavad Gita, this Bahunam Janmanante, what do you find Srila Prabhupada quoting? The Purusha Sukta prayer. Sahasra Shirsha Purusha Sahasraksha. Yeah. So there's connections. We need to practice seeing everything in relation to Krishna. And when we do see that way, our eyes become purified and we can see Krishna within and without. This is important stuff. So, the demigods were praying to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and then there was a message that was transmitted to the heart of Lord Brahma. What was that message? No, that was a different message. Good get, but no.
Is it a tapas?
No, that was another message. Yeah. So there's a message. This is in the beginning of Krishna's Leela. What was the beginning of it? You don't remember? Hold on, I'm coming. Krishna said, isn't it? Krishna said. But who are they praying to? Sahasra Shirsha Purusha Sahasra. Who's that? Huh? But Krishna's coming. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavan, the source of all avatars, the source of all manifestations. And he identified himself as such. So this was quite a surprise. And he said, all you demigods, you please help me in my mission by taking birth in the outer dynasty, because that's the business of devotees, is to help Krishna in his mission, isn't it? Yeah. So anyway, the demigods were able to please Krishna. How did they please Krishna? By their prayers. It was a prayer, but they all got together. They all got together, isn't it? And they chanted. So really it was something like Sankirtan, wasn't it? Isn't it? And right away, they were able to please Krishna by their Sankirtan, and there was a response immediately. And Krishna said, okay, I'm coming. I heard you. I got you. I heard you. I'm coming. How about when we do Sankirtan? Did anybody say, oh, I got a message from Krishna? Anybody? No?
We are not ready for it.
Why not?
Our senses are polluted.
So the demigods, when they're chanting the Purusha Sukta prayer, they chant it, those people who chant those Vedic stutis, it's really important to chant according to the meter, and the pronunciation is very, very, very specific, right? So, but we chant, our chant, the chant that we chant, is even more powerful than the Purusha Sukta prayer. You know that? Rama Rameti Rameti Rama Rame Maro Rame Sahasra Nama Vitulyam Rama Nama Varanane. If you chant 1,000 names of Vishnu, it's as good as chanting one Ram. Sahasra Nam Punyanam Trir Avitya Trirat Palam Ekavitya to Krishna Mamekam Chat Prayachtati. And if you chant 3,000 names of Vishnu, one Krishna, right? So how come we're not getting the result? How come?
We're not ready yet.
We're not ready?
We are bound.
Our senses are not pure yet.
Yeah, we have a ways to go. But, so Lord Chaitanya said, he gave us a little hint in his Shikshastaka. He says, Nam nama kari bahuda nija sarva shaktis tatrapitat niyamata smaranena kala etadrashi tavakripan bhagavan mamapi durdoivami drisami hajani nana raga. He says, even this is Lord Chaitanya, the most recent incarnation of Krishna, saying, those holy names, they have all benediction for all of you. The most important benediction by chanting these holy names, but I don't have any appreciation or attraction for them. It's kind of like us, right? Kind of like us. I don't. But then, what does he help us out? Lord Chaitanya, does he help us out? We don't have any attachment for him. Well, what can we do about that? Then he says, Trinadapi sunichena torodapi sahishnana amanina manadena kirtani sadahari. He says that if somebody has taste for chanting the holy names, then they can chant all the time. If you have no taste, you won't be able to chant all the time. You won't be able to chant very long at all. That's called offensive chanting. You'll stop. So he says, what's the most important ingredient if you want to get a taste for chanting, and as a result, actually get the attention of Krishna, and Krishna will actually come to you. What's that?
Humble state of mind.
Yeah. A humble attitude. A humble attitude. So the moral of the story is, why don't we get Krishna's reciprocation immediately? We're not humble enough. The facts, the cold hard facts. We're puffed up. I'm puffed up. We're all puffed up. That's why we're here in this material world. So, and what is one symptom of being puffed up? I don't have to make any improvement, isn't it? I'm already good. I'm already wonderful. I'm already advanced. I don't need anything more. So a symptom of being puffed up, which disqualifies us to get reciprocation from Krishna, is we think we're already great. We're number one, or number two at least. And that forecloses our advancement in spiritual life. Do you follow? Okay. So how do we get out of that trap?
By improving the quality of our chanting.
Yes.
To be humble.
Yes. How do you put the rubber to the road for that? How do you actually do that? I mean, it's, we can put on, devotees, we can put on a humble face sometimes. We can act humble, but we're really not humble all the time. But what's the proof that we're going to be humble?
Devotional service.
Doing devotional service, and in what way?
By surrendering to our advanced devotee under his instructions.
Yeah. Maybe also realize that we are a frog in the well.
Yes. We're very low, and we've got a long way to go. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, there's this definition of a neophyte devotee and an advanced devotee. An advanced devotee is someone who's part of Krishna's pastimes. So that we know what happens? We're all neophytes here, right? Even though we've been around a long time. We're all neophytes. So we're all frogs, like you said. Yeah. So we've got a long way to go. So then the essential part of being the humble is to be able to accept the direction of the superior, means Krishna and the spiritual master. They're giving directions. We tend to ignore them or reject them. But if we can take them, and then the next best thing for humility is to ask someone, our trustworthy devotee, how can I make progress? Yeah. That takes some humility, isn't it? Prabhu, how can I improve my service? How can I do better? In the material, what do you call it? Feedback, isn't it? Feedback loop. Yeah. In ISKCON, we don't have too much feedback loop, I have to tell you. You know that. We just do stuff, and then we all say, oh, that was wonderful. Well, sometimes it's wonderful, sometimes not so wonderful. You know that. So feedback, really feedback. I'll tell you, really feedback. Yeah. And that's how you learn. I remember, real story, true story. I was drafted at the last minute to have to give a class, to be a professor at a university, Chestnut Hill College there. Last minute they called me up. The person who was the regular professor got sick and couldn't come, so they said, please do it. So I said, okay. So I tried, I did my best. And then at the end, it was required that the students give you a feedback. Yeah. And the feedback was anonymous. Why do you think it was anonymous? Why do you think it was anonymous?
So the students who are giving feedback, they can give more without any pressure.
Yeah, because if you give them bad feedback, some negative feedback, and they know who it is, I might give them a bad grade, right? Yeah, it's anonymous feedback. They got anonymous feedback. And my God, wow. Some of it was tough, but it was very helpful to learn how to improve. Yeah. So these are things to consider, in Krishna consciousness and a Krishna conscious life. That's why, there's the part of Upadeshamrita, dadati pratigrinati. Guhyamakyate prichtiti bhunkte bojayate chaiva shadvidam lakshana. These are the things to help us advance into Krishna consciousness. Give something and accept something. Reveal your mind. What are you going to reveal your mind about? Well, hey, I'm doing this devotional service. What way can I improve? There's lots of ways to. If we didn't need to improve, we'd be involved with Krishna, right? We'd already be there. We'd be, yeah. But because we're not there, definitely we got to have improvement. So the dati gunyamati bhukte bojayate chava, and giving some prasad and accepting some prasad. Those are the things. Sadvidham pritila. These are the things of love, and they nourish devotional service. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Krishna.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Questions? Comments? Feedback? Anonymous feedback? Or not anonymous?
So Prabhu, does it mean consciously or unconsciously we check our own progress?
Yes, that's good too. We can self-reflect as well. And that's helpful. Sometimes there are things that we just can't, we just won't notice ourselves. You know.
What I meant was, what I meant to ask was, we as a living entity, we ourselves put blockers or brakes on our progress.
Yes, yeah. And sometimes we don't even realize how we're doing it. Yeah. You know, in psychology they say there's different kinds of disorders. And some disorders are, you know, when people have body odor, I mean, a little crass here. Usually the person with body odor doesn't realize they have body odor. You know that? Isn't it? True. So somebody else has to say, somebody else has to tell you, oh, you know you have that body odor. So there's certain aspects of life, you know, where you don't realize you're doing stuff that's not good for your spiritual life. So you got to be told from somebody else. That's just how it is. So we have blind spots in how we're in our advancement. So the association of devotees is so powerful because we have the opportunity to get feedback from others and get people could help us make advancement. You know, this is the business of devotees, the business of spiritualists. Is how you're going to make progress in spiritual life. We got this one life. You got a limited amount of time, you know, and there's not that much more time you have. So unless you make it this time, you're going to have to go back around. Birth, death, old age, and disease again. You got a chance now. You've got devotees. You've got spiritual masters who are elevated. You've got Lord Chaitanya appearing just a few hundred years ago. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srimad Bhagavatam. Such a wonderful opportunity. If I don't take advantage of it now, I don't know what's going to happen next life. I don't. Will I have the opportunity? Who knows? I don't know. Now we take advantage of it as best we can. And yes, thank you. Good question. Yes?
You know, we will be chanting one day really nicely. And then next time, it may not go well. I used to wonder what happened. Did I lose the taste of in chanting the names of Krishna? What is happening to me? It has happened to me a lot of times, you know. I'm not getting up early in the morning. I used to. And now and then I have to split my chanting hours, morning, afternoon, and before I go to bed, because I promised my Guru Maharaj I would finish the chanting. And I mean, sometimes I have a lot of enthusiasm, taste, but sometimes it's like a blah. I don't. What happened?
I'm sure it's not just you. Well, those are the symptoms of our neophyte status. In the beginning, there's up and downs, but then at a certain point, by continuing to chant, even if it's difficult, even when it's difficult, then you come to a point called nishtha. Nishtha means you're going, you're absorbed. Up till that point, it's up and down. It's up and down. So, but as you're doing and continue to chant, that's good. And of course, chanting japa the best time, as you know, is the morning time. That if you can really get it into there, I know, you got to do it as much as possible in the morning, the Brahma Muhurta hour. But there's so many things that change, your friend calls you from somebody and there's an emergency and this happens and that happens. So many things happen like that. But Krishna will help you by your sincere continuing to persevere in your interest to make progress and to chant very nicely. Srila Prabhupada said when chanting japa, or chanting in general, it's not just japa, do the 10 offenses apply to kirtan as well as japa? Do the 10 offenses apply to kirtan as well as japa? Yes, certainly they do, certainly. So Srila Prabhupada said, when we chant, we should try to hear each syllable clearly and distinctly. Otherwise there's no question of hearing, he said. Each syllable. How many syllables are there in the Hare Krishna mantra?
6.
Sorry, you get half right. 32. Hare Krishna, 2 in each one. Hare, there are 32 syllables. Yeah. So Hare. So do you find yourself Hare Ram, Hare Ram? What about the Rama? All these things. I sometimes find myself chanting. I'm missing the Hares. Hare. Pay attention. Krishna will help you. Continue. Yeah. But talking about it like this is really, really good, really important. And then, actually, just like we were talking about the Vishvarup, that Krishna is everywhere. Krishna is in everything. Everything is his energy. His heads, his faces are everywhere. So when you're chanting, Krishna's there. He is. We may not be aware of it. We may not be conscious of it, but we should be thinking, Krishna's hearing, Krishna's there. I'm praying to Krishna. Let me come, let me serve you. If I take it seriously, he'll take it seriously. Definitely. And there's so many other distractions, I mean, the offenses are there for kirtan or japa. So in the temple, it used to be the temple atmosphere used to be really sanctified because people didn't talk too much. I said this maybe some of you heard this. I went to India the first time in 1975, and I think in India, people are going to be really, that's how we're going to really see what Krishna consciousness and the traditional was really about. And some of the things were like that, but one thing that was really not like that was, in the Hare Krishna temples, people didn't talk in the temples. But you go there, and isn't it? Yep. Everybody's talking in the temple, which you're not supposed to do. It's called breaking the silence, right? So, and what's the result of that? The result is when you talk, blah 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 blah, then that person's devotional attitude is trivialized. And the people who are there also think it's not important. Here, the chanting of the holy names is the important thing for us to make spiritual advancement. It's the way we have to do it. It's the most important thing. And if we take it cheaply, everybody's going to take it cheaply. It's not going to be effective. Or it'll be effective, it'll take a long time to be effective. So I learned, it's not... If we're having a kirtan, people talking here, there, no, it's not. It disturbs the environment not only for you but for the other people too, because it's nobody's paying attention. Why should I pay attention? Yes, sir.
So I have another question. Since you're still working progress spiritually, what is the way for our spiritual intelligence to predominate our material intelligence, which let's say tends to go in overdrive, like, okay, my spiritual intelligence, I have to, let's say do certain number of rounds. Material intelligence, because of the our senses being kind of dictating us that no, go with the flow. This is by this hour. So that if you could talk about.
Yeah, there's always a dichotomy.
Yeah, the tug of war.
Yeah. But by following the spiritual directive, that by making that choice, that ability to make the choice becomes strengthened. Just like when you take a barbell, if you ever work out, anybody ever work out here? And you lift weights. You do it 1, 2, 3, 4. Then what happens? You get stronger, right? So the same way, when you make this choice to do the thing for pleasing Krishna instead of the thing that will be taken away, that makes it so that in the next time it'll be easier you'll get stronger to make that decision.
Spiritual muscle.
Yes.
Thanks.
One more question, please.
I see.
Did she finish?
Yes, he finished.
Yes.
Okay. You know what? I know Krishna is everywhere in everyone's heart. But when we are making mistakes in our life and chanting or doing some worship, if I make a mistake, can I go to Krishna in the temple room and say, Krishna, I made a blunder today, and nothing is going right for me. So, can you help me? I know you are there everywhere. Krishna lives with you. But is he going to listen and do something for us?
Why not? Why would he listen?
I don't know. Sometimes I wonder how long it's going to take.
Of course, why not? I mean, there's different mantras that they chant to say, Bhakti-hinam, Kriya-hinam, Mantra-hinam, Janardhanam. These, I'm low, I've made mistakes and all these things, but by chanting the holy name, let me please you anyway. Mantratas, tantratas, chidram, desha, kala, devastita. I made so many mistakes in my worship, but please you help me. So you can chant that, but yeah, certainly Krishna was listening to you. Whales? The blue whale. Has anybody seen a blue whale?
Mm-hmm. We see it.
You saw a blue whale? No kidding. So, a blue whale, there'll be a blue whale up in Greenland. You know where Greenland is? In Greenland. And that blue whale will make a sound, and a blue whale in the Caribbean can hear the sound of the blue whale in Greenland. Do you know that? Yeah. Well, that's just an ordinary whale. It's just, Well, to speak of Krishna, you see, of course, certainly Krishna could hear, certainly. I mean, the demigods were there on the shore of the ocean of milk. Krishna was up when they heard. Certainly. Krishna's in when everybody, as you know, Krishna's there. So he will respond. Certainly. Hare Krishna.
One last question. I promise this will last.
That's up to Prabhu. Prabhu is in charge.
He has a question. You have a question? Yeah, please. Go ahead. Let them get it done.
Prabhu, this is something when we interact with outside our devotee congregation. So one thing when I tell them that Krishna is the Supreme Lord, and then Lord Vishnu is part of Krishna, they counter argue saying that Krishna is one of the 7 incarnations of Lord Vishnu. So how you are putting Krishna ahead of Vishnu? And that's a genuine argument too. And to your question, when the demigods went in and prayed to Lord Vishnu, Krishna himself said that he's coming in. So, first thing is, why did Krishna really wanted to take this time? He himself wanted to come in instead of, what is the reason for this?
So there were a few questions mixed in there, I thought, wasn't it?
Yeah.
One question was whether, what to say when someone says
So
Krishna,
one is,
how do we... the seventh incarnation.
Yeah, how do we counter that? That is one. And second thing is, why did this time Krishna himself wanted to come in?
Well, if they want to accept Krishna as the 7th incarnation, that's okay. It's really okay. Will they accept Krishna if he's an incarnation of Krishna? Will they accept that he says Sarva Dharman Parichatan Mame Kam Sharanam? Will they accept that? He's an incarnation of Krishna, of Vishnu. Okay, here's what he's saying. Will they accept that? Oh, okay. I mean, there's so many verses in Bhagavad Gita, Mata Parataram Nanya Kincharastadir Dhananjaya. Will they accept that? And if they want to accept Vishnu's, I mean, in the Sri Sampradaya, they accept Vishnu as the supreme. Narayana. Okay. They're Vaishnavas. Okay. We can quote Shastras, like Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Ete Chanksa Kalapumsam. There's all these different incarnations are mentioned, but at the end, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the Supreme Lord Himself. All these others are portions of portions. We can argue on the basis of Shastra if they're interested, but if they're not interested, it's okay. If they accept Lord Vishnu and Krishna is an incarnation of Vishnu, okay. Will you do what he says? Satatam kirtayanto mam. Will you chant? If they want to chant Narayana, okay. That's fine. That's okay. If they really want to know, we can give them the Shastra. Mostly people just want to argue. You know that. Then your second question was?
Why did this time Krishna?
It was this time. It was the time. It was the time. Once every day of Brahma. Once every day of Brahma. No, not every yoga. Once there's 4,320,000,000 years. Once every day Krishna comes. It's the 27th circle of the 7th Manu. So this was the time. I mean, Krishna had some independence too, he didn't have to come. But that's because, as you say, he wanted to come. Just before Kali Yuga, and then right after Lord Krishna's Lord Chaitanya. So we got a good. Krishna came a little while ago, and then Lord Chaitanya came right after. I mean, hey, that's why Govinda Das Kavira says, Bajapure man Sri Nandanandan Abhaya Charanara Vindare Dulabha Manava Janma Satsange Toraha E Bhava Shintore. Now you've got devotees, you've got a chance to elevate yourself with nice devotees, with Krishna just coming, Lord Chaitanya just come. Hey, let's get out of here. We got to get out of this place. Not here, but the material world. We got to get out of the material world. Otherwise, you're stuck. You're going to be stuck. We're stuck a long time. So you have an opportunity. We have an opportunity. We very, very kindly have an opportunity by the mercy of Krishna, by the mercy of the spiritual master Srila Prabhupada. We've got this great mercy. Let's take advantage and make a. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati said, "This material world is like a prison, like a outhouse. Outhouse. We don't have outhouses anymore in this country. You still have them in India? Yes. Well, you finish your business and get out. That's it, right? Cool. That's it. Hare Krishna. Oh, whose birthday is today?
My birthday is surprise. Thank you, Vishnugada Prabhu, for sharing this wisdom.
Okay, sure.
Thank you, Vishnugada Prabhu, on behalf of our Pendulum Group. So big round of applause, please. So we have a surprise here. But all of us are we are grastas, right? How many years?
Oh.
35. Wow, that's nice. 35 years together. Wonderful. Haribol. So, but we are very, very senior most. Nobody can beat them. So,
even if they wanted to.
Yeah, even if they want to. So we always take guidance from them, blessings from them, and they are the role model for all of us. Now, whenever we speak, probably everybody here, we speak, we refer back to them as grasas, the best grasas we have ever seen. So you all can guess who it is, right?
Yes.
Who is it? Haribol! So today is very, very special. It is their 50th anniversary. Yes, that's a golden jubilee. It's great achievement. Great achievement along with their spiritual journey. Okay, it's not just a material person who has 50th anniversary. We see many, but together, growing together in spiritual path. So coming along 50 years is a great, great achievement. Thank you very much, Prabhu. If you please come over here. Mathaji, please. So let's all chant 3 times Mahamantra loudly.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hari Hari Bol. We would like to hear some golden words from Vaneet Prabhu.
Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
So, my good fortune that on this special day I am with all of you, and I really need blessings from all of you so I can continue to bless us in Sri Prabhupada's moment and chant more seriously Vishnugada Prabhu suggested all of us, and continue reading Sri Prabhupada's books and following the instructions.
Hari Bol. Thank you. Hari Hari.
Mataji, wait. She's taking a picture.
We didn't take picture once again, please.
Once again, retake. Hari Hari.
Prabhu, thank you. Keep blessing us like we have been doing for all these years. Thank you.
Hari Bol. Hari Hari.
So, we'll now go upstairs for
the aarti.
And then prasadam.
Yeah. Hari.
Congratulations to both of you.
Prakash Taka. Prakash. Okay, all guys, you go over there. Or you bring the bag and you go over there. All kids go over there. You bring, okay, you stay here. Whomever you don't play, you go there.
So you learned all the techniques? Vishnugada is your guru, so you have to do namaskar, pranam to him. Right? Wait.
He heard it. Our kids are not going to have to go to right?
Nobody can even picture that.
Your dad said, well then too bad.
Abhishek.
Can you behave for 2 seconds?
Borat.
You want to go right to
Borat.
How do you go over there?
usually do Namo and then
Namo Vishnupadaya Vishnapishaya
Jaya
संकीर्तन की
जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शिष्य डिवाइन ग्रेस ऐसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय। आनंद कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय। इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। नाम आचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवाचार्य गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरी गोवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। गंगा देवी जमुना देवी तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की जय। गौर प्रेम आनंद। All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glory to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Go ahead.
Some kid can sing nothing of prayer.
He can. He wants to sing. He wants to sing.
Namaste Narasivaya.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Nitai Nadia Chandra Mahaprasad ki Neela Prabhupada ki
The bottom, I don't know where it is. I think it's this one.
This one?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they put all
I'll
the
go get the, I'll go.
Go and see